I didn't know where he kept the key. So when I get to the door, he would draw me back, and that was what happened.
Okay, based on the police report now, they said you allegedly stabbed him on 3 separate occasions. So what prompted you to do so? And
3 times.
3 times, yes. What prompted you to do so?
The first one was both. The first one was twice. The instance, the first one on the neck side. That was the first one. And then when I stabbed him the first one twice, I threw the knife on the bed. Then he was going for it while I went for it. So while I laid on the bed, that's when he came on me to hold the knife, and that's when I managed to stab him with the knife. And then when he dragged the knife from me, he managed to slice my hand, and then as he was holding it, the knife broke, so it slipped off from his hand. I still managed to hold to it, but then it was now weak, and then he fell on the floor.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on Just TV Plus. This is online TV production, and we are here to talk about, or this moment we are talking about the saga between the late Osifo and Chidinma. The saga, of whatever is happening, and the story is always changing today, tomorrow, up to now, I don't know. But with me in the studio, I have 2 people that are going to do justice, in whatever way they felt, in whatever way they see their own story, that want to chip in whatever they felt or whatever they have seen, whatever they heard about the story. So we are all just here to tell you our own side of the story. The first person beside me is Yetunde Rashid. You're welcome.
Thank you very much, sir.
And the other man beside me is Mr. Olugbenru Samuel. It has been a popular face on this channel. You're welcome once more, sir.
Thank you very much for having me on the program.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
The SuperTV CEO, the man has gone, no more. And the lady is saying different story, and the world is also twisting different story about her. But anyway, just for us to say what we think and what we have heard, whatever side we see, we feel about it. But I think you people at home, we have your own part of the story also to share, which we expected you to send to our social media. Anyway, my guests are here. So let's start with, since the person on ground is a lady, let's start with the ladies first. What do you think about this issue? Chidinma, today one story, tomorrow another story. What do you think is really happening?
Hello everyone, my name is Yetunde, and pertaining this story on ground, which is trending, I just believe that the lady in question is not being truthful. Okay. Like, this story she's making things complicated and ambiguous. She's not opening up on what really happened, what went wrong. Because from the look of things, she's not alone in this. Like, in fact, it's a gang up. But the issue is that she's just the person that they can get at the moment. She's only the suspect at hand. In fact, she's a front man.
Yeah, but why do you think is not the only one on this?
Now today she will come up with this story, and of recent she twisted the story.
I've known him for 4 months, 5 months. I met him through a friend.
A friend introduced him to you?
Yeah.
Okay, so how regular do you people see?
Not too regular. Not too regular.
She's not being truthful.
That's why I said, why do you think she's not being truthful?
Why do I think so?
Yes.
When they caught her, this media interview and media rounds, she opened up that she and the man, they met 5 to 4 months ago. that's how they started their relationship, that this is not the first time that they have been having sex, that okay fine, she was the one that rented the apartment, this and this, blah blah blah, how the man died, and the man tried to have his way on her, hitting her on the wall, holding her against the wall, and she in self-defense took a knife, stabbed the man twice, the knife fell down, you picked the knife broke. Like, it's not adding up. And today again, you come on the next episode again, she will come up, tell us she drugged the man, she tied the man's hand. That was how, like, it's not adding up.
Sir, what do you think, sir? What do you think is really going on?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much once again. The story, since we come about this story, a lot of things have developed. The story on day one, by the time you consider it and merge it up with the story that is coming up recently, yeah, I will agree with Yetunde that the story is not adding up again. Okay. And let's rewind back and see what happened on the first episode of the encounter. When the lady was arrested, we got to know that they were together in a private apartment, either a short time or a rest room, whatever that place may be. They were there having nice time. That is according to the lady, the report that came out earlier. And that they ate together, they drank together, they smoked together. So a lot of activities went on. So, but along the line, according to that same report, things fell apart. And as a result of the things that has fallen apart, the man wanted to have his way again.
He has his way before.
According to her, they had a nice time, enjoying themselves, sexually and otherwise. But at a point, the man still wanted more. And that was at the point when Chidinma now said, look, I'm not in the mood, because all this while that you've been having your way, I've not benefited anything, at least concerning my education. You've not given me anything, you've not helped me out financially or otherwise.
Now, let me ask you this. You said the other time that she might not be the only one in this this saga, as in maybe other people have helped her. Why do you think there might be other people with her?
Okay, I believe she isn't the only one in this crime.
Okay.
Like what I say, she's just the front man in the crime. Okay. She's the one bearing all the load, the accusation, everything. She's just trying to kind of cover up, and there's a lot of mix-up somewhere. Now, fine, as a girl, it's normal. In fact, it's not a normal culture among we young ladies, having a sugar daddy and this and that. You are the one that rented the apartment with your name. You paid everything. In fact, every details about the apartment was in your name.
The man's name?
In her name, no. It was in her name, yes.
Okay,
she paid. Both the transaction, everything she did in her name.
Okay.
When the man came into the apartment, you as a lady, you see, according to her, she was the guy that brought drug for them. She was the one that still went to go and pick the drug from the guy. And you and this man, you smoked, you drink. When it was time to have sex, you are like, you are not in the mood. The man, you claim the man forced you, but at the end you kind of agreed to it that okay, he should have his way. And the man came, before you know, like you begin to tell him that laments that he's not taking care of you, and the man gave his ATM and his PIN. How can he give his ATM and his PIN? We know that sugar daddies of nowadays like doing transfer.
Yeah, you don't think it might be love?
His ATM and his PIN is out of it. Like instead of cough, I can't think that a man with the way we girls, because of we are over desperate. I don't think a man will trust you with his ATM and his PIN. Last we just ask for your details and we do the transfer. And I believe it's not the first time he's sending money to you. So it's instantly we do the transfer to kind of to pacify you to plead with you, like so you have a change of mind.
Sir, don't you think at times, you know, when this thing is, when we are worried and very troubled on this issue, don't you think at times we were like, what do you want? Is that the whole world? Don't you think it's the reason why?
Yeah, sir, thank you very much. The issue is very complex, but at the end of the day, there is no mystery that cannot be unraveled. When the love is sweet, a lot of funny things can happen. And when somebody is under the influence of drugs, alcohol, and whatever, many other things can also come into play. We've heard the story of even a king in the Bible that was holding a feast with some guests, maybe a birthday party. And at a point, the young lady danced and impressed the king so much. And in the course of that activity, the king said, come, what exactly, ask for anything that you want, even up to the half of my kingdom, and I will give it to you. That is influence of when whatever. There is too much merry and somebody is overexcited. A lot of things. So we don't need to go into the details of that story, the king and how John was beheaded for her, because the mother of this lady has quanta with the father, with John, because John actually said her, it's not good for you. It's not ideal for you to take the wife of your fellow man. And that's why John was kept inside the prison. So let's forget about the story. That is biblical. So, and several other places we've had it so in such a way. So when they were together and everything was moving on fine, yes, if they are overexcited, the man may decide, okay, what's in the pin? Maybe if he has taken some money, I can change my pin anytime, any day. So a lot of things like that can happen. But if you look at it, it's not immediately he gave the ATM card and they said withdrawals were made. It must be after the man had died. So, but let's look at it again from the angle of, like I said, a lot of dimensions have come into this situation, because I got the information from another source that said, okay, the man's hands were tied from the autopsy's report. And they discovered that they used rope to tie her hands. Although they might have loosened it, but that doesn't prevent the doctor from discovering that the hands were...
One of the another story said his neck was also broken.
That time he was sleeping. I tied his hand so that by the time he wakes up, he'll be able to give me what I want, and I'll go.
I don't understand. You tied a man's hand.
Yes.
How? I'm not able to do that.
It was already high, so he didn't feel it. And it took more than I did.
And again, how powerful is Chidinma for her to be able to break a man's neck? Because I don't see even myself being able to just twist somebody, a man. I'm sure the Osifo man, Ataga, may not be a skinny person like me. It may be at least for a lady to just break the neck. So that's another dimension which I'm sure the security agencies will look into. And
okay, let me just ask the question: why did you think the lady killed the man?
Did I mention I think that the lady killed the man? Did I mention that it was a setup? It was, that job was a planned work.
Oh, okay.
It was a corporate work. She's not the only one involved. Now let us think about it. Where I'm heading to, because of, I will keep on saying it, that I believe that apartment, they have CCTV footage. They should go back to the CCTV footage. The entrance, people that entered that room, every entrance that was made, both in and out. Because of, okay, she and the man, she booked the room at 10, it was not 13. She and the man 14, that was June 14, and she left. The man was announced missing. It was not June 15. That's when they now discovered his dead body. And whether they caught her June 16, if I'm not mistaken about the information. Definitely, maybe some people were in that room because the man is a billionaire. He has money. They might have planned it that, okay, let us kidnap this man. And if we kidnap this man, we can extort money from his family. It can be a plan. It's a plan and a corporate work. So what about if people are in that room, like as an able men? Because from the look of things, Chidinma is just a 4 feet, if not 4.5. But this man in question is a huge man, is 6 feet, muscular and strong. So, and when someone is under the influence of drug, they are very aggressive. So for you to be under the influence of drug, you are aggressive to take a knife to stab the man. Now talk about him. So you mean that, okay, him under the influence of drug, he will be weak. He can't be weak. He will be more aggressive and stronger. This drug that we are talking about, it affects their mental health. And even when it comes to their mental, it also affects their strength. They become more aggressive and more wild. So let us now imagine that, okay, while the man was waiting, while they were expecting the man, some people were in that room waiting. And when the man came, the man found out that this was the setup already prepared for him. I'm just imagining.
Okay.
Because from the look of things, we saw, okay, you see that the man held it against the wall. Where was the mark? The blood stain. It wasn't, the blood stain was at the lower part of the wall. So definitely, okay, if the man held it against the wall and you claim you take up knife to stab him, therefore there's supposed to be blood stain on the wall, upper part of the wall, to measure up with the man's neck. But there was no blood stain up to that level. Rather, it was on the lower part. Definitely, there were people in that room. She was not the only one in that room. There were people in that room with her.
Okay.
They expected the man arrive, and when the man came in, they did their job. But the issue is that since she was one that did all the whole transaction, that is why they have to trace it down to her.
But if do you think if she's not part of them, as you claim, that you imagine?
I'm sorry, I didn't claim she's not part of them. She is part of the, in fact.
Okay, but why is it that she's trying to bear all the problem on herself? I mean, why would other people join me doing a crime, performing a crime, and at the end I want to take the blame to myself? Why?
Not that she's taking the blame all to herself. She's the only one arrested for now. And you know, criminals don't hold up easily, or they don't even implicate them, others that are party to the crime. They will try as much as possible to conceal the information, the identity of others. So it's not unlikely. Like Ms. Yetunde rightly pointed out, we should not ignore the possibility of having more hand in this crime. I still believe that Chidinma, being a lady, cannot just single-handedly overpower a man of Ataga and tie him, break his neck, stab him, and just, okay, let's look at it from the angle of the drug. Maybe he has been drugged and he becomes so weak, and okay, what kind of drug were they taking? I think the police need to look into it, investigate further to know the type of drugs that they have taken. Because there are some drugs that when they take it, they become hyperactive. And those are the ones that you see them very agile, very energetic. But there are some that when they take it, they become drowsy. Different kinds of drugs. Even some herbs, when it is taken, we learned that it can make some people sleep for days without coming back to life until when the effect of that drug is over. So a lot of things need to be looked into concerning this case. Like the case of the police, the intelligence people need to go into the nitty-gritty of it. They need to go into that building. Is there a CCTV?
Okay.
If there is anyone there, they should play it all over and see the footage, and then from there they will know the number of people that entered into the house at what time, and a lot of things can come out of that. So that's my take on it.
My concern again is, why is she lying? Because it's just like when she says another story now, another story again, the same Chidinma. Why is she lying?
I'm not her. So, but for my own feeling, should I say that her life is under a threat?
Okay. You think so? I
think so.
Okay.
And maybe her life is under a threat.
Honestly, as at the time the crime was being committed, they will never envisage that they can just easily get at her the way they did, the security operative did. So by the time she was arrested, she will be confused. And out of confusion, he will say this today, tomorrow he's saying another thing. By the time he would have mentioned some things, maybe later ruminating over it, he discovered that maybe I shouldn't have presented it that way, and he tried to, and that's what we are now bringing out as, oh, maybe she's lying. But I still believe that in a confused state, a lot of utterances will be coming out that will be contradictory to one another. So, but our security people, when they want to work, they really work excellently. So if it's not something they will, we want to get the results immediately. No, it takes time. They should relax, take time. But the evidence that are still on ground now, they should make sure that they extract enough evidence from the building before it is too late.
Okay. That's the advice for the security.
And they should intensify more at getting her to confess about who helped you tie this man. Where do you get the rope? Was the rope supplied into the building before the arrival of this man? Since it is obvious that she checked into the building before the arrival of the man. So maybe a lot of provision would have been made. Or even within the house, you still have some people hiding somewhere. So,
but if she did not open up, then it will be very, very difficult, even for the police, the investigators, to go ahead and do what is needed at the right moment. Just like when someone is being caught, and you know that there are other people around, when they were still around, you make mention of them, they will go straight and grab them and take them to where they needed to take. But now she has not opened up to tell Nigerians or to tell the officials that this and this and this and this. Why is she hiding? If there are other people that supported her, why is she hiding them?
Okay, based on that, this is Nigeria. And this, I believe she's not the first criminal to keep short and not mention other names. Criminals have been doing that regularly. And we all know the system, corruption. They'll definitely work it out. Or better, maybe our life might be, you know what's kind of, let me now go spiritual. I'm very sorry about that. No, most of us, we don't believe in spirituality, but maybe they have kind of taken oaths, taking covenant. If you mention my name, you die, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And she's afraid of the repercussion if she mentions name.
And that is the aspect I really even want to talk about. Like, we should not underestimate the role of courtesan in this kind of crime. Maybe they are even in a court that they have oaths concerning the operations of their court. So a situation where it's a court activity and they have implemented what they wanted to implement, you still see they will keep quiet, not to flout the rules and regulations of their organization.
And from the look of things, I feel that this girl is a hardened criminal. Because of every evidence that they bring up against her, she tried to kind of how will I put it? She tried to kind of defend it. Now she was the one that came up with the story that the man held her against the wall. She took knife. Okay, a man. Let us not put it. A man that is drowsy. How can he hold you against the wall? He's only an active man that can hold you against the wall. I be trying to molest you or to assault you. A man that is drowsy cannot do anything. He will be weak. And in self-defense, you took up knife and you begin to stab him. Don't you think that there is 1 + 1 doesn't right there?
It doesn't add up there. Yes, you are right.
It doesn't add up at all.
Somebody that pinned you to the wall. That person must be very agile at that moment.
And again, you now say that, okay, the man gave you his ATM card. When someone is drowsy, how can you give someone your ATM card to the extent that you give someone your PIN? Because of then you're already in another world. You just begin to say gibberish, like lousy things. Definitely, that man was nabbed. They tortured him, and they have like he was tortured to death, and they have to release informations to the extent that he even release his PIN and his ATM card. Okay, let me go this way. Okay, maybe the man and the lady, they have been having an affair before. The lady, because some men, they over trust women. Maybe the man have given the lady his card and the lady know his PIN. Okay. Let us put it that way, if we want to kind of try to defend her on that aspect. But there are a lot to it. And when they now brought up the aspect that, okay, the man's brother, Dr. Ataga, because of the man kind of, when they checked the body at the morgue, they found out that the man's neck was broken with the bruises. Apart from the neck that was stabbed. And again, his hand, there were bruises, meaning that the man was stabbed. They broke his neck. If possible, they even used rope to strangle that neck due to the bruises on it. So that man was tortured. It was a planned arrangement. Maybe they are working for someone. Because since the man is a businessman, you know how these businessmen work. They work with they work with lifeline. Maybe the man might have had issues with someone and they just used the lady to pin him down. Or they wanted to kind of kidnap him and it was not successful. Now, the man is hyperactive. He will claim that the man hold you to the wall. He wasn't drowsy, right? He said you both were on drugs. Okay, the drug that the man took, you took that same drug. Why are you not drowsy? Why are you not weak? Why is it the only man? The man was the only one weak.
I think from there, she said the man took 3 times, but she took it once, as in one time. Maybe probably that was
okay. The man.
Let us not flog the issue. The man that pinned you to the wall is active, is agile, and is energetic. Let's take it at that. And at a point, you got yourself liberated, and that was the time you were running around and ran towards the kitchen. She still ran after you. He was not drowsy. And as he was running after you, you lay your hands on a knife and gave him a stab on the neck the second time. And again, you gave him another one on the tummy.
No, she said she threw the knife. And when the man tried to go and grab the knife, they now took the knife now broke. Like, can you see that this is a kind of a funny story?
In such a situation.
And now when they now brought up the issue of the bruises, she was like, the man was drowsy, she tied the man up. Like, she's trying to kind of defend herself. But the thing is not correlating. Now, okay, when you are stabbing someone, didn't that person shout? No matter he stabs, even at that process, when the man healed you against you, you will scream. The security, the room is not soundproof. People will hear you from outside. The security will hear you from outside. You come and check what happened. But nothing of such happened. And when you kill the man, you bathe, you change your clothes, and you left as if nothing happened. So, sir.
And that singular act is a confirmation of the fact that the lady must be a very hardened criminal. That somebody, you were ate together, you drank together, you smoked together, you stabbed the person, and the person sustained so much injury and died, and you took your bath and left the place to collect money as if nothing happened. As a man, I cannot do it. That's the truth. So for a lady to have such heart and go about his normal business as if nothing happened, she must be
And
happy.
do you know the funny thing was that after she did perpetrated all this evil, it didn't show on her like, it didn't show or reflect on her like, oh, everything is okay. You know the normal, if you are not, if this is your first time and you are not a hardened criminal, you begin to shiver. You understand, your composure will be different. But everything just smooth. Everything like you left the house. Everything was just as if you left the man inside there.
What about the issue of his family? At least he has a wife.
Okay.
We heard that he has a wife and children.
Children, yeah.
But what do you think the woman might be thinking?
It is natural. Nobody will feel happy that the husband is gone. He left home, hale and healthy, and the next thing they are hearing is that he's been stabbed to death. The wife will not be happy. No matter the coloration that has come into play, maybe he has gone out with a woman into Eddie. We should not forget the fact that recently it was announced, it was mentioned that there are kidnappers along Lekki axis. It's widely announced. Somebody on a radio phone-in program on the LTV, somebody phoned. He said, "Don't let us deceive ourselves. There are kidnappers along Lekki axis." So, who knows whether this man, it could be a victim of kidnappers, and she was taken into that apartment, and because so we still. That's the fact that this lady is saying that they've been in a relationship for over 3 or 4 months or thereabout. How truth is that? So
you have something to say?
No. I'm listening to him.
So the police and other security agencies still need to look into it. When you started this relationship, how far, what were the things you did together, or what is the evidence that you have been in this relationship over time?
So
if there is even anything that shows that they are in relationship for over 2 months, what is the possibility that is not that this lady lured this man into the deeds of his killer gangs? Because of the money she wanted to make out of him.
Well, what she collected from the bank, according to the news, is about 380,000.
It could be that there is not enough funds there, and when you want to dispense money, how much can you get from the ATM at a go?
Oh, okay.
You know, at times we have limits.
Okay.
So
now our expectation is from the police for them to come out with the investigation.
They need to do more.
Yes, there are lots to the story. She's not complying.
The story is not straightforward.
She is not straightforward. She's just kind of, she have this convincing look. Like convincing look, this kind of innocent look. I'm sorry. It was due to the influence of drug, this and this, that. Like she have this convincing look, but it doesn't matter when it comes to a murder crime. I think it was some other thing like rape, attempted murder. But when it comes to this, it doesn't add up at all. So we should not be deceived, because I don't know, because I've been going through social media and I've been seeing people trying to defend that, trying to blame it on what they even call the syndrome again, mental syndrome or what. Please, it doesn't add up. Both of them, they were aware and they were active. So when you say that a man, why didn't you carry bottle and break it on his head or make him to just go on a minor coma?
That is a crime also.
Yes, at least it to send him to a minor coma. There are bottles in the house. At least you saw peanut bottle there. Why didn't you break it on his head? So it was a knife and you stabbed him not once, not twice, because they say it was multiple times.
And when she was arrested also, there were some things they found
with her.
Like what?
They found fake driver license, because she used she's kind of, how would I this thing? she's impersonating another person. Like she doesn't use her real name, she uses another fake name. They found SIM cards, international number, the man's ATM and all that stuff with her.
Okay.
So, how do you think this story will end at the end? Do you think?
When investigation is going on, we don't preempt until the final investigation is done.
It's done, okay.
The agencies looking into the matter, until they come out with the final report of their findings, then that is the time we can be talking of. But a murder case is not something we should just toy with. It's something that government should really handle with all seriousness that it deserves. Because like you asked the other time, that how would the woman be feeling? What about the children?
Children, yes.
It's worth considering. Because the woman will not be happy. As it is now, it will still be appearing to the woman as if it's a nightmare. Is it true? Is he dead? Is it not that he traveled? Is he still at work? Is anybody playing tricks on me? Those are the questions that will be agitating the mind of the woman.
In that case, it is when there are genuine love between, although we don't know much of the story of the husband.
We don't know the relationship. The fact that they are husband and wife, there is love between them.
Okay.
We are married and we know what, no matter, they may have misunderstanding. They have married, they have children. So,
at least the children will ask, where's our father?
Where is our dad? So, I still believe that they are not happy. Definitely, no matter. The Yorubas will say, Anja bikakuko. If at all they have disagreement, it's not that the wife will want him dead.
Anyway, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We know we are just saying what we think, which I believe that what you think is what you speak out for, and the police will give us the final detail on this, which Nigerians are expecting, looking forward to have the final say on this. I mean, the investigation should be thorough. Let me ask you before we round off. Do you know the issue of justice in Nigeria always being delayed? Don't you think this also will take too long time?
I have mentioned it earlier that this is a very special case that I don't expect the police and other agencies to run into it, to rush it over.
Okay.
That we should take time to investigate and do a thorough investigation. This is a case of life and death. So we should do a thorough investigation. We should not expect that, the man died today, next week the lady is being sentenced to life imprisonment or whatever. No, let's get to the root of this matter and know where both parties have gotten it wrong. Who is at fault? It's unfortunate the man is dead and there is no way he can defend himself. But the circumstantial evidence will still point out to some facts which we cannot discountenance.
Yeah. We said today before we round off, any advice? Because now, young ladies, older men, what do you think you want to give as an advice to both? I mean, you can understand what I mean.
Okay, my advice to myself and to young ladies out there. I know that fine, most of us want to buy before age 23, have a car. Before 25, build a house. Allow life happen. Trust the process. Everything is in line. So one step at a time. There's no need of begin to rush and begin to do things that you will regret in the nearest future. That each time you think about it, okay, even though you escape it, but each time you think about it, you feel bad. So just take things one step at a time. Everything will fall into place. There are a lot of rich women out there. When you ask them how they started, I know most of them, they did such because this is a common system, not only in Nigeria but all over the world. But I'll just advise young media, they don't just please be hardworking, be focused. If it is school, go to school. If it is to learn a skill, learn a skill. But whatever that will bring food on your table, don't depend on a man. And again, try to be content, because of the greed in the world is pushing us to do things that we ought not to do.
On the other hand, let's look at it again from another angle. The angle at which I'm looking at it is that the orientation of Nigerian youth is already distorted. Everybody want to make it overnight. We over-celebrate money, and that is the problem in Nigeria today. Everybody want to be rich. Not government maybe deliberately or unconsciously eroded the middle class. Nigeria today, we don't have middle class again, and that is a great concern to everybody. Is either you are up there or you are down below the ladder. The middle class in every in a society, in a normal society, that's the middle class takes the bulk of the population. So that you have few at the top and few below. Middle class, those people that can afford to even buy a car, they are concentrate in the middle. But now the middle class is gone, and it's either you are extremely poor or you are extremely rich, and that's why people don't talk of millions now. I want to become a billionaire. And that's why a friend of mine was telling me sometime, he said, maybe if you just have 24 billion. I told that my friend, I said, look, what you need 24 billion for? And that is where we got it wrong. When people like me, when we were growing up, we had, this man is a millionaire. Call yourself a millionaire today, people will look at you, what is he talking about? What does he have? Million it doesn't buy you a car. That's the truth. If you want to buy a car that is sound, that will take you from one point to the other, and that you will rely on, you can travel with it, think of 1 point something million. Tokubo vehicle. That is it. But the youth today, and that's why you see them bet Niger just to get rich quick. Yahoo. They migrated from Yahoo to Yahoo Plus. I learned that there's another one called Yahoo Plus.
Again?
So that is the way things have gone back. So government need to step in urgently and address the situation so that the middle class will be resuscitated. It's completely wiped out. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, hoping, waiting, expecting what is going to happen in the next few days.
Yeah,
the next few months.
Yes, thank you.
About the Chidinma and Leto Sifo's saga.
Yes.
I'm going to see what is going to happen. And I want to believe that at the end of it, our security people will do great justice on this. And I pray that justice will be made, and we'll all be here to see what is going to be at the end of it. Of course, she will know what her fate lies on at the end of it. Thank you, my people. Thank you for joining us on this program.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Thank you for having us on the program.
Yeah, Ms. Yetunde, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, sir.
I hope next time when we invite you, you're going to come.
Definitely.
Thank you very much. Till we meet next time, I want to believe you've learned one or two things from this program. I am BC Arobusoye, from me and my crew. See you next time.